In a world where survival is everything, even the deadliest predators are not safe from the jaws of their own kind. The truth behind dinosaur behavior is darker than most people realize. These creatures didn't just fight for food, they fought for dominance, even if that meant turning on their own. Take the Majungasaurus, a ferocious hunter that went as far as cannibalizing its own kind. Evidence uncovered from fossilized remains has shown bite marks that match this deadly dinosaur, proving that it wasn't just after prey, it was willing to tear apart even its own species to get a meal. This isn't the only shocking revelation about the ruthless world of dinosaurs. While Majungasaurus might have been notorious for its cannibalistic tendencies, there were other dinosaurs fighting for food and territory in their own way. The epic battles weren't limited to just one species. For instance, the Spinosaurus, known for its fish-hunting abilities, had a unique anatomical structure. Its long, narrow jaws and specialized teeth made it an apex predator in water, but it wasn't safe from threats on land. In fact, when Spinosaurus had to fight Carcharodontosaurus for dominance over a carcass, the outcome wasn't guaranteed. Though Spinosaurus had sheer size on its side, the Carcharodontosaurus's bite was far more lethal, capable of crushing bone and delivering devastating wounds. Even in the fight for survival, being the biggest predator didn't always mean you would win. The fierce competition for food didn't just stop at dinosaurs preying on one another. Many dinosaurs, like the Gigantoraptor, had to protect their nests from other carnivores. The instinct to care for offspring and guard eggs is a behavior that originated long ago. Gigantoraptor, for instance, fiercely guarded its nest, ensuring that its young had the best chance at survival, but that doesn't mean its defense was flawless. Scorpiovenator, a ruthless nest raider, posed a real threat to its eggs, and these kinds of dangers were common for many species. Whether it was a Spinosaurus protecting its territory or a Gigantoraptor fighting to keep its young alive, every move in the dinosaur world was part of a constant struggle for survival. As the dinosaurs fought to protect their offspring, the growing climate changes around them added even more danger. The rise in global sea levels contributed to the extinction of many species, including Spinosaurus, whose reliance on aquatic environments left it vulnerable as the rivers and swamps they lived in slowly disappeared. This combination of shifting climate and fierce competition meant that even the most formidable predators could find themselves on the losing end. The Argentinosaurus, one of the largest dinosaurs to ever walk the earth, faced its own battles, not with carnivores, but with the challenges of being a giant. Growing to a staggering 35 meters long and weighing up to 75 tons, the Argentinosaurus's survival strategy wasn't in fighting off predators, but in laying thousands of eggs to ensure that at least some of its offspring survived the harsh conditions. The sheer volume of eggs in nesting sites stretched for miles, showcasing how these giants relied on massive reproductive success to maintain their species. But while it seemed like an unbeatable strategy, the dangers of this enormous size were still present. The Argentinosaurus hatchlings, weighing only 5 kilograms, had to fend for themselves from the moment they hatched. The competition for survival was intense, and they weren't guaranteed safety just because they were born into such a massive lineage. As the world around them changed and the creatures adapted to the shifting environment, some species like Spinosaurus couldn't keep up. While the Spinosaurus evolved to be a fish hunter, it ultimately couldn't survive the rise of sea levels and changing ecosystems that made its aquatic habits a liability. The rise of the oceans pushed these creatures to the brink, proving that even the largest and most powerful predators had their limitations. And then there were the smaller, faster predators like Scorpiovenator, who posed a real threat to eggs, hatchlings, and even larger dinosaurs. These predators didn't need to be the biggest. They simply needed to be clever and persistent. Scorpiovenator's role as a nest raider highlights the constant danger that lay in every corner of the prehistoric world. As the climate continued to change, it wasn't just the larger predators that had to adapt. Every species in the food chain, from the smallest raiders to the largest giants, had to find ways to survive in an increasingly unstable world. Some dinosaurs, like Spinosaurus, adapted to hunt in water, while others, like Carcharodontosaurus, thrived on land, using their lethal bites to claim territory and food. However, survival wasn't just about being bigger, faster, or stronger. It was about adaptation and exploiting every possible advantage. Even cannibalism became a survival tactic. For the Majungasaurus, being a cannibal wasn't just a last resort, it was a calculated decision in a world where every meal counted. With evidence pointing to the fact that this species not only hunted other dinosaurs but also feasted on its own, we see a brutal side of evolution that isn't often discussed. These revelations offer us a glimpse into the cutthroat world of dinosaurs, where the fight for survival wasn't just about battling predators, it was about every species, large or small, doing whatever it took to survive. From the large herbivores like Argentinosaurus that laid thousands of eggs to ensure their species continued, to the deadly carnivores like Carcharodontosaurus and Spinosaurus that ruled their respective domains, these creatures fought battles for food, territory, and even mates. While we often pictured dinosaurs as mindless beasts, the truth is much more complex. Their behaviors, from nesting to cannibalism to hunting strategies, show just how evolved these creatures truly were. This understanding of dinosaur behavior helps paint a fuller picture of their world, a world where survival wasn't guaranteed, and every day could be a battle to stay on top of the food chain.